the more complicated they make these engines with turbochargers, superchargers, you know, all the bells and whistles, the more it is to maintain these motors, and the less reliable they become down the line as they get older. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hey, RT Life, actually, it's like a video response to RT Life, because some of his topics, you know, I got to come back at you on that. But what old is new. It's always the case with manufacturers. Turbocharged 4-cylinders, straight 6s, turbocharged V8s. This is not new stuff. This is old stuff. You know, Dodge is always, I mean, Chrysler, Jeep has always had straight 6s in their lineup of cars. Yes, they are inherently smoother, easier to build as far as on the production line, and less complicated. But going back to a Turbo 4, possibly for their Wrangler trucks, and you know, those trucks are not lightweight. To have a turbocharged 4-cylinder, I mean, you really gotta be on your game with that. You know, what's the saying? You know, there's no replacement for displacement when it comes to trucks and cars on, you know, street driven cars. And with Chrysler, it just, or FCA, it just boggles my mind. Is like there's too many chiefs and not enough Indians, and they're all over the place. There's no, like, seem to be focused on what's going on. And from my past video from the elephant motor, that just it kind of like accentuates that as far as what I'm thinking that they're doing. They're just throwing shit out there and seeing what works with their limited budget, or what their, you know, what FCA is giving Dodge and Chrysler, their limited whatever. Okay. After reading a couple articles, after RT Life had posted the video, you know, it seems that yes, they are trying to work on a few engines and trying to, you know, throw out. I'm looking at it as the article right now as I'm talking, so I can talk coherently. But man, I don't know why they're doing this. I just don't understand it. You know, maybe for the 5.7 or for the V8 segment, you know, maybe it's a cost-cutting measure. And what I mean by that is that instead of having a 5.7 motor and a 392 motor, they're trying to build two different production lines for those motors, is that maybe that they're trying to streamline the process and have one motor that does everything. And possibly, and then also that'll keep with emissions and fuel economy standards. And so they could have, you know, your base 5.7s all the way up to a 392 type of horsepower status motor. But on the flip side, when you start adding all of this junk on the motor, you know, supercharging and all that kind of stuff, you know, it adds to the cost, and it adds to reliability, and it adds to the maintenance and all that other stuff, you know, when you're looking at a car, you know, that you're putting miles on. So, you know, the whole theory is keep it simple, stupid, but that's just, you know, that's just not what a lot of people think. As far as going to turbo 4-cylinders, yeah, you know, they're smaller car lineup. I mean, you remember, you're coming from Fiat, you know, they want these motors in the pike for their other cars too. You know, that's the thing. But to stick it in the Jeep Wrangler and hope that works, good luck. The straight 6s, if they go with that, yeah, you know, from the article it says that it's easier to package the motor as far as the suspension wise, but then, you know, you got a longer motor in the front, and you know, it just doesn't make any sense to me. They're just overthinking the whole thing. And the lack of technology in these engines, like direct injection and so on and so forth, is also boggling me too, that they're not updating their motors to what the other manufacturers are doing now. I don't know. That's just bizarre. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? Talk to you later. Bye.